and the gifted group will get it the first time. So what happens now? They sit, they doodle, they do whatever they do, and when it's time to do individual work, they tend to go through it quickly. Now they sit around, I'm done, right? And what do? Maybe you have them work with a weaker student, or maybe you send them off to the office for copies, or who knows what you might do with them, sort of help them use their time effectively. But the reality is, we need, and this is really right in the breadbasket of differentiation, we need to be thinking about going up with them. When I say going up, thinking now already about Bloom's taxonomy, thinking already about analysis, synthesis, evaluation, thinking about what can they do with the information that is more meaningful to them. Whereas Johnny and Sarah over here really need refresher 101. They need that review. They don't get the basic facts in order. They need you to reteach. On the other hand, you've got a group over here because A, they're academically capable, and B, hopefully behaviorally, there's often a good correlation. Behaviorally, they're typically more capable of focusing as well. You can sort of give them the opportunity to work on something more meaningful to them. And it doesn't need to be different content. It could be the same, in fact, it should be typically the same basic content, just on a different level that engages them more deeply. So now that you've told me about the key things that Abraham Lincoln did at the beginning of the Civil War, or the key steps that FDR took in order to pass the New Deal, that's information, that's knowledge. But now I'm going to ask you to tell me more about that. What you think about the job FDR did. And if you were in his position, how would you make changes? With the hindsight of history, 70 years later, 80 years later, what might you do a little bit differently because you have the benefit of history on your side? Things like this. You're asking them to evaluate, and that already really brings them to a different level cognitively, and that's more respectful to them and to their needs.